Well, hello, my beautiful souls. This is Catherine Hidalgo, your friendly, intuitive catalyst conduit. Oh, I like the image of the stairs behind me because it literally, you know the impression I got immediately that we are mounting, we are going up. Now, this is a message to you all after something I experienced this weekend gone. I went to visit an old guy who is having serious problems. And I didn't stay long. It must have been maybe 35 minutes. I had strongly advised him that what he needed to do was identify in each situation how the problems occurred, what he was thinking at the time, because the same thing keeps happening to him. Exactly the same thing. It's quite amazing. And he's not a person who thinks and reflects. It's always somebody's fault, even though he says he's an observer of human nature. But basically, he's an observer of human nature, I have realized, in order to make plays, but he doesn't see himself in the situation. So, after that brief visit, because it was totally unplanned, a bus just happened to stop in front of me and I got on. His final words to me were, "Take care, Catherine, and be safe." Now, this is not something that he has ever said to me, the part about be safe. And it resonated in my psyche. And as I walked along listening to music, as usual, it kept ringing in my head, but I paid it no attention. I just kept wondering, why did he say that? So I get there. I did not catch a bus. I wait 20 minutes, and then I see out in front of me a cloud formation of 3 dragons. One was gigantic, enormous. Another was, okay, you think of what you might think of as medium size. And the other was quite small, and I recognized it as my fairy dragon. Now, I am dragon, and so I have dragonkin, all right? I'm not going to even attempt to explain that. Take it as I give it. Now, 20 minutes into the wait, after I noticed them, I started feeling very anxious, waiting, standing there. I did not want to take a gypsy cab, or what they call unlicensed taxis here, because they have a bad reputation. 45 minutes into the wait, I look up again, and the cloud formations of dragons were closer. Now, listen, we know how clouds are. When they move, they dissipate, they break apart, etc., etc. These did not, which just confirmed to me, even if I hadn't known before, that they are dragons. Okay? So I said, thank you all for being here, but I'm feeling so anxious. Standing here, I feel not only exposed, but this spot feels unsafe. It is not as if it was my first time visiting this gentleman. But the feeling of insecurity kept rising. I kept feeling more and more unsafe. And then 45 minutes, maybe an hour into the wait, it felt like a crescendo. It had just bloomed and overtaken me. But by then, it was too late for me to pull back, because what I realized was, in fact, I had absorbed his energies, as I was saying. I had absorbed his energies of insecurity, and I had taken it along with me. But despite my understanding that the feelings were just so damn high, when I looked up again for the 3rd or 5th time, I don't know, would you believe the dragon cloud formations were directly over me, and they kept saying, especially the large one, which I know, okay, no need for me to identify, that's private. I kept hearing, you are safe. Everything is all right. Nothing can harm you. We would not let anything harm you, stuff like that. But, I mean, it was already, the feeling of insecurity was already off the scale. So I just kept saying, I want a taxi, I want a taxi, no, I want a taxi now. I turned my head to the right, and would you believe one pulled up? Just like that. It was one of those gypsy cabs. Notice the water washing down. I find that quite interesting. Not that I want him in my video, but I find that quite interesting considering the subject that I'm speaking of. And consequently, and guess what? It was a PH. It was one of those gypsy cabs. Now, the young man was so courteous, so pleasant, so helpful. Yeah, I like this view. I like this view surrounded by this rectangle of white. Yeah, I like that. And he dropped me off. Now, keeping in mind, I am never afraid walking on the streets. I have my protection. I have my dragon kin. I have my war dragon, my guardian dragons. I mean, I am protected. And this is this country has issues. The people, I should say, they have issues, security concerns, etc. But I bring this up to say, when I lived in New York City in the bad old days, we all know what it was like. Crime was off the scale. Tourists in New York City used to be killed in the subways, all right? I lived in New York City in those bad old days, long before Rudy Giuliani cleaned it up. By the time he cleaned it up, I had left many years before, many years before. And I say this to say, I used to walk the streets at 2 and 3 in the morning, take the subway at those times after clubbing. Never did I feel unsafe. All right? Perhaps it was the ignorance of youth. I don't know. But the point is, I have never felt unsafe anywhere except here in this country called Trinidad and Tobago. But that was because when I lived in this homeless shelter, someone tried to kill me. And I knew that I had no support. So I used to call the police. But of course, they would take a while to come. All right? But everything was sorted out. But that is the only place where I ever felt unsafe in this country. So for me to be feeling that, while I waited, was telling me something else. And I understood, and that is my message to you today, people. Oh, I almost blocked off the screen. When you go visiting, and you allow someone to unload on you, you are feeling kind, you are feeling helpful, you are feeling sorry for them, etc. When you leave these individuals, leave their shit behind. And there is a very simple process that I was taught by my teachers, Marilyn Aloria and the Sue Kovacs. You put your left hand on your heart, you stretch out your right hand with your palm facing to you while visualizing the person in your mind, and you slowly bring that right palm to your heart, saying out loud, because your mind needs to hear it, not just your unconscious, but your mind needs to hear it. I take back my energy, healed and transformed, and I integrate it with grace and ease. Now, keeping your right hand palm flat on your heart, you extend your left hand palm outward, visualizing the person as you stretch it slowly out, and you say, I return your energy to you, healed and transformed. And it will return right back to the person. That is what contaminated me, and I needed to share this for you to become aware of this. And on that note, my beautiful souls, because this was a rather long post, and I'm going to start doing more video posts and write articles on my blog. All right? So you all need to, if you are interested in reading my blog and all the fabulous insights that I share, you need to go to intuitive-catalyst.blogspot.com in order to find the link to my stand-up blog and lots of other goodies. Okay, I'm running on too long, so I'm going to say ciao till next time.